Minister Tito Mboweni when he tables the 2021 budget later today. The budget speech comes a day after news the country's unemployment rate has increased to 32.5% and 7 million people are officially out of work. The country was already battling low growth when the pandemic hit and the economy saw a record contraction in 2020. Let's now cross to our colleague Nompu Siziba, who is outside Parliament this morning. You've been doing this since early in the morning, Nompu. What can you tell us as we look forward to the budget speech this afternoon?
Thanks very much, Desiree. Well, thank you very much for that introduction highlighting the unemployment situation. A really negative situation indeed, and a lot of work needs to be done for our economy to be more productive so that people can have jobs and contribute to the fiscus. Without any further ado, I do have with me Mr. Sfiso Buthelezi. He's actually a former Deputy Finance Minister, so he has a lot of experience in this area, but he's currently the Chairperson of the Standing Committee of Appropriations, and we're going to be getting his thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. The Finance Minister does have a lot on his plate, and of course the unemployment figures came out yesterday showing that effectively when you look at the expanded version of the unemployment rate, it's there are about 11.1 million people who are unemployed. I mean, this is terrible indeed. And of course, more work needs to be done to get people involved in the economy, productive and contributing taxes.
That's true. Perhaps let me start by wishing the Minister of Finance well as he tried to juggle with the numbers. A very difficult budget, as you are saying.
You can look at me, sir.
Oh, okay. It's not much of a surprise when you look at the unemployment numbers. It is worrying, but I think if you take what has happened, the black swan of the coronavirus,
yes,
had to come up. You know the steps that we had to take as government last year, and we must congratulate the South Africans for having done what they, because first and foremost we needed to make sure that we save lives, so that we can come and sit here and say, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Because if we didn't do that, now there won't be anyone who say how do we correct the situation. So I think that's where we are. Unemployment, obvious, is a function of the economy, which has been very sluggish even before coronavirus. So the question is, what do we do about that? And I think the speech by the President on the 15th of October 2020, when he came to this house and presented the economic reconstruction and recovery plan, he's pointing us towards that all hands on the deck. We need to make sure that we start reigniting this economy. We need to make sure that this economy is growing.
But Baba, how do we move from the speeches to the actualization? Because we can't keep on talking. We need to see action on the ground.
No. But the speech was responding to the coronavirus, and we had to. And the government has been very agile to do that. Let me tell you what, for instance, we've done. The 350 rand grant that has gone to our people.
Yes.
In a way, it's a way of reigniting the economy. I'll tell you why. The 350 rand that goes to the people, although it's very important that people save the lives, they buy and so on, but it goes to the economy. It contributes to what we call disposable income, right? Contributing to the senior aggregate demand thing, helping the economy to grow. That's one. Number two, you know that the government came out, government and the South African Reserve Bank, with what we call the credit guarantee scheme, right, of a 200 billion rand, with better terms and conditions to lend, so that we can save those jobs and save those businesses, so that those businesses can continue employing people. So that's doing. What we also did, 70 billion rand tax relief to businesses. That allows the business. What that means is that what SARS and government were saying, we're delaying, you are collecting of tax, or we are foregoing tax, so that you use that money to grow the economy, to protect the jobs, so that those people who are in employment are able to pay SARS their taxes, right? And then the businesses are able to continue plowing back that money. So that's doing, right? So I definitely don't buy the argument to say there's nothing is happening. But let me continue and then say, having said that, the government has put a lot of money into capex, infrastructure spend, right? From the appropriations side, we do get worried about that, not allocating money, but about the ability of the departments and the SOCs to use that money. Time and again, you will have departments coming to us saying that they've been unable to spend that money. That does a lot of harm to the economy.
Yes.
Let alone that that money is not in the economy, right? The services that were supposed to be given to people, those people are denied those services.
What needs to be done to fix that?
Exactly. What we have said, the departments must come up with the plans where they say, how are they going to use that money? Because if they don't do that, we are encouraging the Minister of Finance to reprioritize that money to the departments which are going to be able to take the money into the economy, so that that money is able to grow the economy, so that money is able to provide jobs.
Yes.
But another worry from our side is the inability of the department and SOEs and agencies to pay businesses on time, especially small businesses, right? That suffocates those businesses first and foremost. It's known, it's truism which is known all over the world, that small businesses are the creators of wealth and creators of jobs.
But these are conversations we've been having for many years.
Yes, exactly, and we'll continue having those discussions until they are done. We are not going to raise our arms and say, no, we're not going to do anything. That's what, and there should be consequences. That's what we were always saying. We are right. We've been saying that especially small businesses, can they be paid on time?
That's right.
Because it's very important. And unfortunately, we find it very easy not to pay small businesses because we know they don't have resources to take us to court, right? And I think it's a responsibility not just of government. I think we as South Africans, we must name and shame those people who don't pay on time. And there should be consequences, and we should remove those people who are not doing that, because money is there. South Africans have given them money. Right? So spend that money, because if that money, there's what we call velocity of money. Money should be changing hands to grow the economy.
Indeed.
If you don't do that, money in the bank does not create jobs. Money in the bank doesn't grow the economy. So it's very important. People should not see this thing as just a small thing of not paying a Matenja or a Mukwena.
Yes.
You are sabotaging the economy by not paying the small businesses.
Indeed. Baba Buthelezi, thank you so much. I know you could talk further, but we're going to leave it there.
Thank you.
That was Mr. Sfiso Buthelezi, just giving us his thoughts around what government has done thus far and some of the challenges that still exist. The issue of people, small businesses not being paid on time, and of course that's just an issue of fair play. If I render my services, I want to be paid timeously so that I can continue with my operations. That's where we're going to leave it. Sfiso Buthelezi, the chairperson of the Standing Committee of Appropriations, and it's over to you, Desiree.
Nompu Siziba doing a sterling work there of counting down to the Finance Minister's budget speech later this afternoon. Let's take a look at some